Hello everyone. So I am the reporter of development of the English language, the Darwinian perspective. So according to Pagel 2016, human language evolves through a modification process where major languages give birth to new languages, similar to biological species develop their language. So human languages evolve by a process of descent with modification in which parent languages give birth to daughter languages over time and in a manner that mimics the evolution of biological species. So a short description of Charles Darwin. Charles Robert Darwin, or most commonly known Charles Darwin, is an English naturalist whose scientific theory of evolution by natural selection became the foundation of modern evolutionary studies. So what is a naturalist? A naturalist is a person who studies the natural world. So he makes or she makes an observations of the relationships between organisms and their environments, as well as how their relationships change over time. So one of the most well-known examples of a naturalist is Charles Darwin. So he suggests that animals and humans shared a common ancestry. So Charles Darwin believed that all humans came from apes. Ape. So he is famous also for formulating the theory of natural selection. Natural selection is a process through which populations of living organisms adapt and change. So individuals in a population are naturally variable or unique, meaning that we are all different in our own ways. So this variation means that some individuals have traits that are better than everyone else or someone else. So that is better suited in to the environment than others. So that is a natural selection. So the Darwinian or the evolutionary linguist is a social-biological method scrutinizing a language. So what is scrutinizing? Scrutinizing is examining or inspecting closely or thoroughly. So these people, or the Darwinian or the evolutionary linguists, are the one who learns, studies, and investigate a language. So the proponents of this theory look at the linguistic field as sub-umbrella of evolutionary biology and psychology. This is further linked evolutionary anthropology, biolinguistics, and cognitive linguistics. So sociobiology, it aims to examine and explain social behavior in terms of evolution. And anthropology is the study of humanity with the goal of understanding the evolutionary origins and our distinctiveness from other species and the great diversity in our forms of social existence across the world and through time. Next is biolinguistics. Biolinguistics is the study of biology and the evolution of language. And lastly, the cognitive linguistics is characterized by a commitment to the inseparability of meaning and form in the study of language. So these proponents are all related as they study and are responsible to explain the formation of language. Then next is, so the Darwinian assumes that the language is a product of nature, and it centers on the biological nature of language. So they believe that language is a product of nature that is innate in our system, in humanity. So however, this research lacks empirical data as proof. Researchers have not found any archaeological traces of language that link the existence of biology and human language forms. So the main challenge in this research is the lack of empirical data or no verifiable evidence, and there is no archaeological traces or any physical evidence of past activities of early human language. It was in the late 1830s that Darwin started searching at the language. His focus of inquiry lies in the communicative abilities of animals and their capacity to acquire new sounds and associate them with human words. He observed the proximity and sameness between the sounds of animals and the different natural utterances and gestures that human beings produce when venting out strong feelings such as fear, joy, surprise. So he focused on the observable interrelatedness between words and sounds shown in crack, scrape, and rout that appeared to be imitation of the things signified. So Charles Darwin, so basically, Darwin gets his materials or made his studies of the way animals communicate and their ability to obtain new sounds and then linking it to human words. So he perceives that there is likeness, closeness between the sounds that we utter of animals and the sounds and the signings or gestures of humans when they produce when venting or expresses a strong feelings such as fear, joy, surprise. So Darwin said that we have close relatedness to animals in how we express our feelings. Darwin admitted that language sets man apart from lower animals. However, he went to emphasizing the resemblance of animal and human speech. Darwin's in-depth beliefs were anchored on his vast knowledge of anthropology, linguistic pathologies, language learning and acquisition in children, and wide-range animal behavior, both domestic and the wild. So Charles Darwin's beliefs with his theory is backed up with his vast knowledge or his expertise or his area of specialization, which are anthropology, linguistic pathologies, language learning and acquisition in children, and wide range of animal behavior, both domestic and wild. So these are his credentials that made his claims or assumptions viable. Even if he said that there are resemblance of animals and human speech, he admitted that our human language sets us humans from any other animals, and we are far more superior. And that's all for my report. Thank you.